What's up, everybody? Long time no see. It's your boy Damo. So, I just want to touch base with my subscribers and we'll get into this video. Today's video, I want to talk about why ACV is dead for me, and then I'll do a follow-up video to this. As you can see, I'm already at work, and a brief reason as to why I haven't been around. But let's start with that. Why haven't I been around? Working. This channel was initially started for cars, and I kind of burnt out, not on cars, just on maybe like the YouTube stuff. So what I decided to do is, my passion is really finance. My passion is really just being a hustler, you know what I mean? Like, sell cars, work more, credit card debt, leveraging credit, I should say, not credit card debt. So I want to move the channel in that direction. And it's not to say that we're going to leave cars, because I still have my car dealership. I still have all that going on. So, the direction for this channel will be more broad, right? Like, I'm going to teach you guys, or I don't want to say teach, but I'm going to show you guys ways that you can use your credit, leverage your credit to maybe buy something, whether it's a car or, products that you could resell. And you can use your credit to leverage it and purchase that item, make money on the item, pay back the credit, and keep 100% of the profit. Well, 95% of the profit. So we'll get into all that in a later video. I'm going to get into why I'm not messing around with ACV anymore. Let's touch on that real quick too. So this happened about a year ago with ACV and I made a video about it. It was a 08 Benz S550. Bought the car, green light, came through, and had a bad ECU. Went back and forth with ACV. Apparently ACV's stance on it is, hey, look, it's up to the seller what they want to do, which to me is BS. If I went and sold a vehicle and it was messed up, how is the decision mine to be made? The decision, in my opinion, should be the buyer. If the buyer is saying, hey, look, if you give me back $1,000, I'll deal with the ECU problem in this particular instance. Example. But not the seller, because with that mindset, right? If I'm a seller on ACV, I could doctor up every single car, because if you guys buy or sell on ACV, you guys know, and these are not shots fired, but the people coming to look at the vehicles, they're really there just to take pictures, read what the code does, and that's it. And I can tell you right now, I myself have a code reader that goes so deep in that ECU, we're erasing every single code if we wanted to, all right? So if ACV came to my dealership to sell a car, I could erase every single code, knowing certain codes won't come back on until you drive it for X amount of time. So they're just going to drive it around a parking lot. Okay, they drive it around a parking lot. The codes don't come up. There's no codes. It's straight green light now. Transmission code doesn't come on until you hit third gear. You're not going to hit third gear in my parking lot. So now I did this as a scumbag deal. I didn't do this as an example. I do this as like a scumbag dealer, but again, it's all in the game, right? And then I sell it on ACV, they green light it, okay. Now ACV calls me and goes, hey, that car you sold had a bad transmission. Oh, I didn't know. Well, what do you want to do with it? Fuck them, they bought it, it was as is. It wasn't actually as is, it was green light, but ACV handles the green light. So, a lot of back and forth, blah, 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 blah. They ended up having to take the car back, and I said, look, they could leave the car at my lot. You could send the guys out to take the pictures of it. This way they don't got to pay the back and forth shipping, and they could sell it. Okay, but that was number one with ACV. That was strike one. Strike two happened about, I want to say, a month ago. I believe, so today is, I don't know what today is. It's like the end of June. So it's like the 27th of June. I believe June 1st. It's either June 1st or May 1st, but within the last 2 months, okay, ACV comes out with this new rule. And now this doesn't hurt everybody. This just hurts the guys and girls that are trying to get started in this business. Not too many times do people get into flipping cars and say, oh, I'm going to start selling $10,000 cars. I'm going to go out and buy 10 cars and spend $100,000. Unless you have a floor plan, that's a whole different conversation, and that's going to be in another video as well. And every video that I come out with, if I speak about something, so I'm going to have a video dedicated to reps, and in that video there will be their phone number in the description and embedded in the video. I'm going to try to do a little bit better editing because I never really was an editor, but now I'm going to try to edit. I'm going to try to take it a lot more serious. And if I'm talking about floor plan companies, I will give you my contacts that are here in Florida, but you could reach out to them regardless to where you are. Just, let them know, yo, Dave Mo with Loyalty sent me to you. Can you hook me up with somebody else, or can you help me in the process? I don't necessarily know if there's different territories. I'm sure there is. I'm sure if you're in Texas, you'd probably want your rep to be in Texas with you, just easier that way. But I don't know how it works. I can tell you the people I trust, the people I do business with, and they could refer you to potentially someone that they trust and do business with if they can't do it themselves. But that's other videos. So where was I with this ACV thing? So anyway, ACV 2 months ago changed their how you say, like, the rules for under $5,000. So this is bugged out to me. So if you buy a car for $4,999, let's just say $5,000. If you buy a car for $5,000, now the rule is if you bought it for $5,000, you would get 100% of the green light. Below $5,000, being $4,999, you would only get 25% of the green light. But for easy mathematics, let's just say it's $5,000, okay? So you buy a car, it's $5,000. You bought a, hypothetically speaking, you bought a 2015, well, that wouldn't work. You bought a 2009 Lexus LS 460, 160,000 miles on this car. You spent $5,000 on it. And again, in this scenario, we're saying $5,000 is the cutoff, but I believe if you spend $5,000, it would go to the old way. But let's just say for easy math, it stays over here with us. So you spend $5,000 on this car, all right, and here you are, you have the car, and it comes through, and it needs a transmission. Okay, so you go, and it was green light. You price the transmission, well, let's just say it's the engine. So the engine for the car, okay, the engine for the car is $800 at most junkyards. $800 to $1,000. So we'll just say $1,000 for easy math, okay? The labor to put an engine in an LS 460, a Lexus LS 460, is upwards of 20 hours. How they come up with that number, I don't know, but I researched it myself, and it's 20 hours. Let's just say you had a mechanic that could do it for $50. And I think that's super low. I think you're more inclined to find mechanics at $75. So let's just say you had a mechanic at $50. That's $1,000 in labor to get that car put in. Then we have $800 for the engine. So we're at $1,800 right now, okay? Now, we still got to pay for fluids. So with the Lexus, you want to go to Lexus to buy the transmission fluid. It's not like we're doing, a 2000 Tahoe. It didn't matter, or F-150, or even a Honda Accord. It doesn't matter. There's a few brands that I will always use their fluid. Lexus, Toyota, Honda, Acura. Nissan, 100%. And any car, no matter what the make, if it had a CVT transmission, I will use the franchise fluid. Even if it says there's other fluids that could be used, I don't know why I have to use those. And it's only with the transmissions and mainly with CVTs. So let's move on. So I call ACV. Hey, I bought this car. It's green light. Here's the auction ID number. Okay, so you know what? We'll send someone out, or just send us the invoice from, or the estimate from the place that you take it. Okay. So I send them my invoice, and my invoice simply says $800 for the motor, $1,000 for labor, and $200 for fluids, right? All right, so we're at $2,000. That's what it's going to cost me to get that car sellable. Now I'm not talking about detailing the car and anything else like that. This is just mechanical stuff that should be covered with green light. ACV, according to their new policy, is going to come back to you and say, oh, hey, we're only going to give you 25% of the winning bid. What? 25% of the winning bid? So I spent $5,000. 25% of that is $1,250. So right off rip, I'm already out. So it's $2,000, right, that I had to spend. They're gonna give me $250. So now I gotta come out of pocket for $750. So for me personally, that was one reason ACV is dead. If you're a person who buys ACV cars less than $5,000, don't do it anymore. You might as well buy red light cars, because the green light doesn't mean shit anymore. Sorry, I don't want to curse in this moving forward. I don't want to curse. But red light doesn't mean nothing anymore. Like, you're only going to get 25% of the winning bid. That's all you're going to get. It's a slap in the face to every dealer that's trying to work their way up to something. And yes, there are dealers like myself in the past where I was really heavy into dollar menu cars. It's almost like somewhere someone or an entity is saying, hey, let's keep... I do not want to get on my soapbox, but it's almost like someone is saying, and you guys know how I feel about this type shit, let's keep the poor poor. Because somewhere people know, hey, any car less than $5,000 is going to go to a specific demographic. And that demographic is a demographic that I feel very close to. I try to give them the best quality vehicle, because that individual, generally speaking, okay, broad strokes here, generally speaking, that's all the money they have. And they need that car to be reliable to get back and forth to work, okay? So when you sell them a lemon, you could be changing their life, and not for the better. So, you know, you want to be mindful of that. It's great to make money. It's better to make less money and help someone out, okay? So let's just keep that in mind. And in my head, I just can't help but think, like, wow, you mean to tell me that all these suit and tie wearing mother people, they're not thinking like that? Or are they thinking like that? Are they like I don't want to get on my conspiracy theory type nonsense, but yo, I can't help but think, like if I'm an average dude, like I'm an average guy. I'm going to work. I own a car dealership. I got a few things in the works, but I'm just a regular guy trying to get debt free. And if I wasn't blessed the way I am, yo, this is an uphill. It's an uphill battle now for where I am, and I feel like I'm not well off, but I want to say I'm better than a lot. And that's not a shot at the people below or above, because wealth is only one way to judge, you know, where you're at. I would trade not all the wealth. Well, not that I'm wealthy, but I would say, if you know, if I could just have the love of my people and still be able to survive, I'd be happy, right? So there are people that, you know, don't make as much money, but they have a better life because they value family, friends, etc. But ACV. So that's why, you know, as a dollar menu dealer, I'm not messing with them no more. I'm actually going to dealerships. I'm going to auctions again. I could take you guys with me. I could show you guys a bunch of cars, but I might look at 50, 60 cars and only end up buying 5. I don't know if that's interesting to you. If it is, drop a comment below and I'll do it. I will do whatever you guys want me to do, okay? As long as it falls in the criteria of what I want to do. Together as a team, we can make this channel something, or nothing at all. I'm fine knowing that I'm helping people. The people that reach out to me through email or telephone calls, and I help you. You could ask anyone that, you know, if I've helped you, I've never asked you for anything and you know it. Now I'm asking you for something. If I helped you and you're still watching these videos, leave a comment below. Tell them how long we were on the phone with. Tell them the knowledge I gave you. Tell them what I asked you what did I ask you? Did I ask you for any money? Even the ones that offered money, I said, nah, don't worry about it. Just keep it. Just keep it. There were like 2 people that did send me money through Cash App, and I appreciate it so much, you know. And we were on the phone for over an hour. So, you know, they sent me 20, 30, 40. I think one guy sent me $50. And we were on the phone for an hour chopping it up. And not like I consider everyone that calls me, like, I'll talk to you like as a friend. Boom, boom, boom. And that's just what it is. And I'm not saying you have to do that, but it is nice to know that someone appreciated my time. But back to the ACV thing, that's one example of why I'm not messing with ACV no more. I had an issue with odometer rollback, and I had a huge issue with frame damage. Those videos are gonna come soon. CarMax, yo, CarMax, yo, they're on some nonsense, man. Let me tell you what they. Let's save that for the next CarMax video. Let's save that for our CarMax video. They're dirty. They're dirty. They stand behind this squeaky clean image and let Carvana take all the hits. But let me tell you right now, I found out some stuff about it. One person, myself, and another person in my life, not even in my state and not even my family, in a different state, got by the same scam that they're running. And they're acting like, oh, well, it's never going to catch up. Let me tell you something. You're a step away from a class action lawsuit. And when you get hit with them federal felonies, you're going to make headlines. So we're going to get to that video. Guys, I apologize for not being around. I got to get my butt to work. As always, stay blessed. And count your blessings. Recognize your blessings. Recognize that everything that happens in life that might not be so good will be good. There's a silver lining against every dark cloud, right? The difference is, can you see it? If you can't see it, then you're always going to look at the negative. Change the way you see stuff. Change your perspective. It'll change your life. I'm out of here, guys.